Jacqueline and welcome to Timeless Beauty Studio for the Mature Woman. Today's video I'm going to be showing you how to contour and highlight in a fast, quick and easy way to get you out the door fast in the morning. If you're interested in seeing how I did this, please stay tuned. Okay, so like I said, this video is strictly going to be on contouring and highlighting. Just getting ready, I thought I would do a quick video and show you how I contour and highlight my face. It's just quick and easy, and I'll also add blush and powder too. So okay, let's get started. I just want to let you know what I'm using first of all. So what I'm going to use is this Smashbox step-by-step contour stick trio. So I really like these because they go on very smoothly and they blend very smoothly. And the color is really good too. So the color is really good for light to medium skin tone. Probably with a darker skin tone, you wouldn't be able to see it as much. So, okay, so what I do first of all, so I've done all my makeup. I have my foundation on. Obviously you can see I've got my eyes and my lips on. So I've left the contour and highlight for the last. So what I start with is the contour color. So like I said, there's 3 of these pencils in there. So the first one I'm going to start with is actually the contour. There's contour, there's bronzing, and then there's the highlighting. So I'm going to start with the contour, and it is the darker shade in there. And what I do, and this, oh, just to mention to you, it also comes with the sharpener. So you can sharpen these pencils, which is very good. I can see I have a guest and she's being very noisy. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to start with contouring my face. So I don't go overboard. You know, as you get older, I don't like to go too dramatic with the contouring, but just want to give a little bit so it just adds some definition for the face. So, oh my goodness, she's a distraction. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right from the temple here. And you know, they say to go really low. I don't like to go too low because then it drags the face down. So what we're trying to do is lift everything. So I go a little bit higher just when I touch the edge of my cheekbone. Here is my guideline. And what I like to do is just take a line and I'm going to mark it here. Like so, and then I want to bring it around to lift the cheek a little bit, but I don't want too much of a line there. So when I can see my cheek lift, I want to just dot that area here in a cupping motion, and then I'm going to go underneath and just add a little bit more definition here. So like so. So I've just dotted, and then I have that definition. I also like to the end of my nose is more of a round nose here on the end. So I want to diminish it a little bit or make it look a little bit smaller. So I usually do the end of my nose. So what I do is I do just the edge here on either side and across the end of it here like that. And then I'm just going to blend that in like that. Okay, and I've come around to this side again, the cheekbone here. So I'm going to bring this line. I usually do 2 lines like that, and then just the dots to cup the cheek like that. Okay, now I don't contour my forehead. I do have a small forehead. If you had a larger forehead, you might want to contour a little bit up towards the top to bring the forehead down a little bit, but I don't. Okay, and the next thing I do want to contour is the jawline here because I want to make that recede. And so you don't notice that as much. So I'll go along the jawline like this and just around the jowl here, and I'll do the same on the other side. And what I do with the chin is I just dot a little bit here, here, and here. So I have the definition around here. Now this is a great thing to do if you're going to have your pictures taken or you're on camera like I am right now. But you know, for every day, not necessarily have to do that, but I certainly like to do the cheeks. So it looks pretty weird right now, but once I blend it in, you won't even notice it. So then what I do is I take my, this is just a kabuki brush. It's you know, bristles are close together and flat. This is from Joe Fresh, so it's a cheap brush, but it works really well for this. So any brush that you find that has a really flat, dense brush head would work really well. So what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to start blending this in before I do the rest. So what I do is I'm just going to take it and I smile a little bit here, and I can see that I'm going to bring that around like so. And then back up into the hairline. And I always go up motion. You don't want to come down because you don't want to drag the face down. So I'm just going back up like this. You can see how I'm just blending it up like this. And then I'm going to do my nose and blend that in. Like I said, these pencils blend so easily, and the color works really well too. Like there's not any orange or anything in it. Okay, and this side, I'm going to again blend that little dots there around the cheek, and then up back into the hairline, and an upward motion, backward motion, like so. And make sure it's blended in really well. And then I'm going to go down along the jawline. Bring that down and go downward motion, because you want to bring it down into the neck, because you definitely don't want to have a line there. Move this earring here. So I'm going to bring it down, and along the jowl here, I'm going to blend that in really well. So that just helps the jawline recede. And then I'm going to blend it down into the neck. Now, just to make sure everything's blended really well, I will take my Beauty blender and I'll go over it, especially around the hairline, because I don't want to have any of that showing. And I'm just going to go over everything, tip of my nose, and again along the jawline like that. Okay, so as you can see, it's blends very easily. It's a nice cream, and it looks natural, so it's not like you're piling a lot of powder on or anything like that, and it just gives you that little bit of definition to start. Although I do top it off with a powder at the very end, and I'll show you. Oh yeah, just before I forget, I have to get my powder out. Oh, here it is. Okay. I had to slip into my drawer there. All right. So I've done the contouring, and I haven't gone overboard. It takes just a couple of minutes, or not even that, to do that. The next step, what I do is I'm going to do, you can add a little bit of bronze. So the bronzing pencil is the next step. So you're going to go a little bit higher on the cheekbone when you're bronzing. So I'm just going to bring it up just a little bit. I'm going to go around here, down my nose a little bit, and along here. And if you notice, I'm just touching very lightly. So bronzing is where the sun would hit you. So it would hit me here on the nose and around here. I'm not going to bronze anywhere else because I've already contoured. So that's fast, that's good enough. And then I'm just going to blend this in with my Beauty blender. And I'm just pouncing it in, down the nose. I did a little bit up here on the hairline just to make it look like the sun has hit me there a little bit too. And as you can see, it blends in very, very easily. Okay, see how fast that is? It doesn't take very much time at all. All right. So the next step is the highlighting after that. And they have a very nice highlighting pencil right here. It's not really bright or anything like that. Like you could use it underneath your eye arch right here to highlight that area. I'm just gonna put a little bit here and a little bit here, like so, and then just pat that in. You could just start to highlight here if you want to bring that cheekbone up a little bit, and then you're going to blend that in. You can highlight down the nose here. If you want to highlight right under here, under the cheek area where you've done the contouring, you could bring that in too. What I like to do is around the mouth. I had mentioned in my other video, brightening up that area around the mouth. So I'm going to go around here, like so. A little bit here, and you could do around the eyes. I'll lighten this area up a little bit more. Inside the, right there. So I've highlighted everywhere that I want to highlight. Again, it's a very creamy texture, very smooth to use. And I'm just going to take, again, the Beauty Blender and just pounce that in. Again, just highlight at the top of the cheek like that. And then I'm going to take it and blend that area in. Gives it a little more definition. And around the mouth, the chin. And I'm just going to take my finger and go in here and blend that in a little bit. Oh, you know what? I forgot the top of my nose. And just blend this in here. Now that's pretty fast too. So I contoured, I put a little bit of bronze on, and then I have a highlighted. And you can do that in just a couple of minutes. And it does make a difference. As you can see, gives me a little more definition in the cheeks, and you know, you don't want your face to look flat in color, so it does give you that warm up the face a little bit too. And especially as we're getting older, we want to warm up our face a little bit too to give us that color. All right, so the next step is okay, so I don't really need to, I already concealed, so I don't need to do that. So the next step is, let me see here. Okay, I'm going to add my blush. So today I'm going to use the Nars. This is the Nars liquid blush, and it's Orgasm. So it's a cross between a peach, a pink and a peach. It's really, oh, I just opened it the wrong way. Usually pull the lid off instead of twisting it. Okay, so it has a little pump. I'm just going to pump a little bit back of my hand. And in this product, you only need a tiny, tiny bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little dual fiber brush here that I have from MAC. I'm going to dip it into that because I just want a light wash, and I'm going to keep it up. You don't want to bring it down onto here, lower on the cheek. You want to keep it up high, because when you smile and then you drop your face, it'll come down. So you want to keep it up high and bring it up. So I'm just going to bring it up to the, oh my goodness, listen to her, the top of my cheek here. And see how it just gives that nice flush. I hope you can see in the camera. I always do a double blush at the end with the powder though, but I like to put this underneath. So this is such a pretty color. I've had this for a while, and I really like it. Gives it a nice finish. Okay, so there you go. So that was a bit of the blush, and then you want to add a little more highlight. You could always let me see. I'm going to use the MAC Strobe Cream. And I'm going to put again that little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take this little Real Techniques brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run it the very top part here of my cheek, down my nose, and that gives it just a nice highlight to the top of the cheek. I'm going to pat that in and down onto the cheek where it pops. All right, and then I'm going to do this side. This is, you know, just gives you that little bit of a glow, and it's nothing sparkly or anything like that. And let me see, I could do a little bit just on the top of my lip here, like so. All right, so I've added all the creams after the foundation. So that was the contour and the highlight and the blush. Okay, so that's basically it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do I like to do the double powder like I had mentioned, and then that lasts me all day. But before I do that, I'm going to use a little bit of setting powder. So I haven't set my face yet. So this is the Hourglass beautiful powder. It's called Veil, and it's very finely milled, and it's just gorgeous to use. And it doesn't settle in my fine lines or anything like that. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the top lid, and I'm going to take another Real Techniques brush here. I'll put everything down below in the description box for you. And then I'm going to go around just my T-zone because that's where I get fairly oily. So I'm going to go right in here because I wear glasses and I want to make sure that I get that area so it doesn't stick to my glasses. I'm going to take a little bit more and I'm going to go around here and just around the eye area here. And I like to go down this area here where my pores are a bit bigger, so I find if I use powder there, it kind of blurs the pores. It works out really well, especially with this powder. And my chin, and around where I had put the highlighter, around the mouth. And then because my forehead does get a little bit oily, I'm gonna go up there. And I'm just using this small brush. I don't want a lot of powder on. Okay, so that's basically it. Then what I'm going to do is take my Max Fix Plus. I'm going to spritz my face, like so. And I'll let that dry. I need to get one of those fans and have it handy, but I don't have one, so I should make a trip to the dollar store and get one. All right, so, okay. So last but not least, we're going to add the bronzer, and I'm going to use my butter bronzer, the Physicians Formula butter bronzer, which I love to use because it just gives such a nice finish. And my MAC, this is the blush brush. I don't know the number, but I will list it below. So I'm just going to swirl it around in here, and I'm going to go over, and I just like to do little circular motions up along the sides of my face here, just to give it a little bit more color. And then I find it lasts all day too. Again, oh, my hair is everywhere here. A little bit down the nose, and then I like to bring it down my neck. Make sure everything's blended in. I'm gonna add a little bit more. You know, I had an accident this morning with my foundation. I was so upset. I used the Lancome, I can't pronounce it, but it's a beautiful Lancome foundation. And I went to take it out of my cabinet that's above my sink, and because it's glass, it fell and it broke, and the foundation went everywhere. I was so upset. Anyway, it took me like 20 minutes to have to clean it all up. And you know, the foundations, they're not cheap, so now I gotta go buy another one because I really like it. I find that it lasts all day. It really sets nice on the skin, and it doesn't get into my fine lines, so I was a little upset. Okay, so I've done the butter bronzer, and I'm just going to add a little bit of the MAC that I always use, the Gentle Blush, because I really like this color, and it works really well with the lip color that I'm wearing. So let me see, where's my blush brush? I'll just use this one here that I have handy. And all right. And I'm just going to pop that on. So when I use the contour sticks, it didn't take any time at all, and it blends so fast and easy. And I like to go around my eye a little bit on the outside here with my blush. And sometimes I'll even pop it over the eye area here too. Okay. So that's basically it. So that's my contour and highlight using those Smashbox crayons, contour sticks I mean. So they're really good, and I just wanted to do a quick video and show you how to use them. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put your comment below and let me know if you've used them and how you like them. Or if you contour or not, maybe you don't even contour. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope you've subscribed to my channel. I give all my tips on everything I've learned as a makeup artist and image consultant. So join me if you can, and I'd love to have you. And anyway, thanks very much for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, have a great day.